I think the next step in elephant conservation will involve the generation of more megaparks through the linkage of smaller reserves with corridors, which will be discussed in more detail in a later slide. Megaparks operate on the metapopulation theory, in which a regional population remains stable despite local instabilities such as birth, death, immigration, and emigration. Megaparks would contain source and sink areas, where the population could self-regulate, if you will. Sink populations would be between reserves in these corridors, where there would be an immigration of animals along their natural migration routes. Here, the death rates would be higher than births, yet this would be balanced by the source populations within the reserves, where the birth rate is increased. These death rates could be maintained by controlled hunting or culling by the indigenous peoples to generate local revenue. This incorporates the concept of political or social ecology, since there must be a balance between biodiversity and human welfare for there to be any progress in conservation, particularly in developing countries. When the source populations within the reserves grow too large and exceed the carrying capacity of the environment, there would be a natural movement out of the reserve into these corridor sink populations. It is crucial that we develop this balance in the population dynamics in order to protect these elephants. Instead of trying to maintain high densities of elephants in small areas, these megaparks will allow ecological selection to drive the dynamics of the population, such that the populations do not exceed the carrying capacity of the environment. This will benefit the habitat, the people in the surrounding areas, and the elephants themselves.